All right, just got off a phone call with somebody who was in a bad partnership. All right, so this partner was demanding of extra payments. Hey, I need this, I need that, I need this cut from it. Hey, how much money did we make there? I want this piece. And that piece that he was requesting was for more than what the original agreement was. So let's pretend like you had a 10% partner on a deal, right? You got a 10% partner. He's only supposed to get 10% of the cash flow, 10% of the equity, 10% of the cash out refinance. But all of a sudden, a whole big check comes in for whatever reason. Let's say there was a new refinance that you just did and you got this big fat check. And now all of a sudden, they're demanding more than the 10% they're supposed to get. Hey, give me 40%. Hey, give me 60%. It's like, whoa, dude, hold on. Like, no, that's not what you're entitled to. Oh, yeah? Well, I'm going to sue you. And then it's like, whoa, all right, we were supposed to be partners. We were supposed to be friends. We were supposed to be something, right? Should you avoid partnerships? Should you avoid partnerships in real estate? Should you just shy away from it? Or is there a way that you can be a partner and actually protect yourself? As I was consulting with this person on the phone, we were talking about, I was asking him questions, things like, hey, what does your operating agreement say? Did you create an operating agreement? And all those kind of things. And that's where you start to find out what level people understand real estate at. And this is the interesting part, right? Just because a person has bought properties doesn't mean they know what they're doing. I often have a call with a friend of mine. We talk probably every other day. He's way more successful than me. He's leaps and bounds financially, right? Leaps and bounds ahead of where I am. But what's great is we have a good friendship. We get to chat about finances, and he tells me about the conversations that he has with other investors, and he gets to understand and see on the inside what their business is doing and how they're running things. And he goes, Hone, you would be amazed by how, I don't want to call them dumb, but let's just use that word just for fun. He's like, you won't believe how dumb some people are. Yet, they are like multi-millionaire, 10 million, 20 million, like that kind, right? But they're like dumb in the sense that they're unsophisticated. They don't really know what's going on. They are a byproduct of a good market. So the market lifts all boats, right? They just happen to be sitting on a pretty big boat, and then the market pushed it up and made that boat even bigger. So people can be invested. People can have a bunch of properties. People can do those kind of things. But they can still not be well educated on how the whole process works. And so I bring all this up because if you don't know what's going on, you're going to be taken advantage of. And if you don't know what paperwork you need, then you're not going to be able to protect yourself. So when it comes to real estate partnerships, you got to know what documents you need, right? People go, oh, Hone, I created an LLC. Okay, great. How did you do that? They're like, oh, I just used LegalZoom or whatever. Okay, cool. What about your operating agreement? Who created that? And they're like, oh, I think LegalZoom created the operating agreement. I was like, well, if LegalZoom created your operating agreement, 100% they don't know the details between you and your partner and how it should be structured, and they're definitely not protecting your best interest, right? You should be hiring an attorney to write up the document to protect your interest, and also to highlight all of the things that need to get done if something goes wrong. All right. Also, when things are going right, what do you do and what do I do? Do you bring the money? Do you bring the skills? Do you do this? Do you do that? Make sure that's all clear. Once that's all clear, if you're not performing, what is our method of making things right? What do? Do I just buy you out? Do you pay me for the damages you created? Do you pay me because I now need to do your work? Right? So these are the things that most people don't think of. They just go, oh, you can help me do my deal? Let's be partners. Let's be best friends. It's like, that is not enough, guys. You have to protect your interests. Now, I am in different partnerships, right? I am in different partnerships. I am in larger partnerships. They're called syndications, private placements, if you will, right? So in these larger syndication deals, we're buying big apartment buildings, big hotels, big this, big that, right? Self-storage facility is the thing that I most recently invested in. So I'm a partner in a self-storage deal. And as a partner, based on the documents, what my role is and what their role is, it's very clear. And then what happens when this goes wrong and this goes wrong and this goes wrong, right? So it's all very clear. I remember being on a call where we were going over the documents for this hotel deal that I'm in. It's like, oh, what happens if you, Mr. Operator, stop performing, right? Oh, us members, we can take over. So things like that need to be addressed before you get into a partnership with other people. So it's really crazy that people hop in to partnerships and do things that they don't fully understand. But it's as if they think they do understand it because they bought a deal, 2 deals, 5 deals, whatever, right? Just because somebody owns real estate doesn't mean they know what they're doing. That's why I have the program that I have. That's why I do coaching, because people are lost. They don't actually know how to structure a deal the right way. And because they don't, eventually something bad is going to happen and they're going to get wrecked, right? They're going to get wrecked. And so if you don't want to get wrecked, you got to make sure you have that right paperwork in place, right? When you're doing that partnership in an LLC, let's say, in the operating agreement, it should outline what happens when something bad happens, when you two aren't getting along, when somebody doesn't do what they're supposed to do. What happens? You don't want to figure that out in court, right? Because that's the most expensive way to figure it out. So maybe there's ways to fix it while you're both like somewhat still talking to each other. Because eventually you fall apart, the deal falls apart, you're all losing money. Now you're hiring lawyers, you're losing even more money, you're going to court, and then you're fighting over whatever's left. Not cool. Not cool. So if you can avoid that kind of stuff, then great. Here's the other thing. A lot of times people are getting into partnerships when they don't need to. Maybe the deal's too small. And if the deal is too small, why do you need a partner? Because you don't know what you're doing and you're bringing the partner in to help you do what you should know? Well, all of a sudden, maybe you should join a program and learn how to be a real estate investor, a proper real estate investor, a real estate investor, right? That's why I teach people how to become real estate investors, because I know people need help in this field. I know people are lacking the information to do things the right way. And just because people are doing things doesn't mean they're doing it the right way. All it takes is a little bit of bad luck and poof, their whole business up in smokes just because they've been doing it wrong. You can do a deal, do it wrong, and get lucky, right? I know people who purchase properties, over rehab them, have too much money stuck in, and then the market boomed and they were able to sell for a profit. Like their ass got saved, right? They got saved in that regard because the market helped them out. Well, what if you don't have that market pushing the sale, right? What if that market isn't there to bail you out? If it's not there to bail you out, you are going to go under, and you're going to go under fast. So what should you do? You should learn, of course. You should learn how to be a real estate investor. Otherwise, you're going to get taken advantage of. And I know you don't want that. So if you guys are interested in chatting with me and becoming a real estate investor, you can definitely apply for my mentorship, right? Go to honezone.com/apply. Again, honezone.com/apply, and put your information in there, and we'll get on a call. We'll get to work. All right, guys, that is it. Hopefully this landed for somebody, because I just got off the phone where the person is actually dealing with this in real time, where they are getting screwed, where this partner is taking advantage of them, and they still don't know what to do. They actually even reconsidered going back with that partner, and it just blew my mind, because like, why would you do that? This partner already tried to screw you, yet you still want to go back to this partner? Now, based on that conversation, I'm starting to understand abusive relationships, which is not a laughing matter. It is like, I understand people and why people go back to jobs that they hate. It's like the devil is very comforting. It's like, yeah, maybe they're not the best, maybe not this, that, but at least I know them. Even if I know that they're screwing me. Don't do that to yourself. please, I beg of you, don't do that. Learn how to do things the right way so that you can actually go make some money in real estate and go live your best life. All right, guys, that's it. I'm Hone Tai. Let's multiply. See you guys later.